Hello, fellow Helldivers. Thornton here, out enjoying a nice day at Breckenridge, hitting a couple of falls, but also some cool tree runs. And today we're going to be talking about, of course, the thing everyone knows about, the rogue-lite version. We're going to cover that briefly. Well, the Helldivers League Discord was completely nuked from orbit. However, there's another one, but it's not that easy to get access to. We're going to go over that, but without further ado, let's jump into today's topic. So, apologies for the ping, Helldivers, but we need to talk, because if you've been anywhere near the Helldivers community lately, you've probably noticed two things happening at the same time. Arrowhead is suddenly very serious about leaks, and also they're quietly experimenting with something that could fundamentally change Helldivers too. And those two big things, well, they're not unrelated. On one hand, we've got the original Helldivers League Discord getting nuked from orbit. On the other hand, Arrowhead's creative director Johan Pielstedt casually dropping the sentence like it's nothing. Hey, we have prototype of rogue-lite mode. It changes the game fundamentally. It's not a balance tweak. It's not a new war bond. That's not another bug faction with more armor than sense. That's Arrowhead saying, what if Helldivers, but built completely different? Well, let's start about the leaks first, because it's kind of actually crazy. The Helldivers League Discord just got nuked out of the orbit. It's completely gone. All the stuff that was found there, all the files, all the history. And there's another Helldivers League Discord that put out this message saying, with the original Helldivers League Discord gone, we are going to be temporarily pausing invites and hiding the leaks forum until things cool off. The server is not prepared for a massive influx of new members, which at the moment seems very likely to happen. Thank you for understanding. So, can't get in. The leak archive is pretty much hidden at this point. There still is the Helldivers leaked subreddit. And why did Arrowhead all of a sudden just go completely in on this? Well, that's not really Arrowhead directly pressing a button. It's actually the ecosystem appearing to react to pressure. Ironsight's got a bunch of copyright strikes that we covered the other day on his Twitter post going all over that, which tells us something kind of important. Leaks around Helldivers 2 has become volatile. When one major leak hub goes down, everyone else suddenly realizes they might be next. And that kind of community-wide tightening doesn't happen unless the studio behind the game is clearly signaling we're done being hands-off. Or maybe it's Sony who has the IP. I can't tell if it's a Sony or Arrowhead thing, because the copyrights all come from a company called MarkScan, which we've gone over before, is in India. So who's calling the shots on this? But I have no doubt that leaks will continue to rise and come out and be seen, because, well, it's kind of like the Streisand effect. The more you try to scrub the internet of it, the more people are going to look and talk about it. It just doesn't work like that, and copyright striking everything isn't going to be the end-all be-all solution. Anyways, let's talk about the rogue-lite thing, with Johan saying we have a prototype of a rogue-lite mode. It changes the game fundamentally. And that actually could be really fun. A Helldivers roguelite could mean persistent runs with one large map, multiple objectives, no clean extraction until failure or completion. You could do temporary stratagem buffs, mutating weapon traits. In fact, we've seen a lot of stuff in the game files about stuff like this that seems like maybe they were testing it. We did a video the other day about stratagem modifiers, which I would talk about or show images of, but well, hey, I don't want to get copyright striked, but they're in the files. But if you really wanted to, you could go in the game files yourself, because that's the thing that's kind of interesting about data mining and leaking is, well, all this stuff is actually in the game you already paid for. It's literally in the game files. You can access it. Anyone basically can. I think leaks are more of an issue when someone violates a non-disclosure agreement and then goes ahead and shares it with everyone. But when you put it in the game files, that's up to you to encrypt it better so that players can't see what's in the game files, or maybe not to release it too early in those game files. I don't know. The whole thing is a little interesting to me. I still think the propaganda commander should actually be notified before any major update goes live about what's going to be in the data mine files, because Arrowhead should know that information, and the propaganda commanders can go ahead and share that information on a larger scale, and that way the propaganda commanders actually go ahead and see some growth from it, and Arrowhead as well can go ahead and curb the state of leaks and data mine information. But that just is way too logical, and instead they're just going to copyright everything so it surfaces somewhere else by some random YouTube or Reddit user, a la maybe even me. Anyways, we're also going to lead into why leaks are important, because Arrowhead is very slow on releasing certain stuff like this, and players look to leaks kind of as a roadmap of things to get hyped for and why it's important. Now, as you have noticed that in the most recent patch, there has been a lot of stuff found in the in-game files. Iron Sights, for instance, showed us this right here with the Illuminate warp gate, which seems much more complete than any prior version we've seen. I'm pretty excited for this. Along with that, on Discord, Astro, another data miner, went ahead and showed us photos that are built from prefabs of the game files. They're a collection of props. They're using the stamping of POIs and outposts, and he actually let us see some of the Illuminate outposts. What's interesting about most of the images that you're going to see here is it does does look like there are new enemy types for certain areas on it. Along with that, there are human remains scattered around on the map, and one of them even has like this little fuel tanker thing. I'm not sure if that's a human thing / Super Earth's Helldiver remain, or if it's going to have something to do with the Dark Fluid Harvester. As most of you know, there is going to be the Dark Fluid Harvester, which is going to be an objective that does deal with, well, the Illuminate in the very near future. Iron Sights went ahead and rendered this one out. It looks pretty cool. I am hoping that it does tie into the black hole collapse we've talked about before. If you didn't know about the Meridia black hole collapse arc, it is going to be a story arc, so just be aware of that before I show it on screen. Otherwise, you can go ahead and skip about 45 seconds into the future of this video. But it's going to be something where we actually hurl the Democracy space station into the wormhole. It says the Illuminate flee into the dark corners of the galaxy, humble and defeated. We will hunt them down and destroy them utterly. It's a relief knowing the wormhole is finally inert, and we'll always remember Meridia as it was before the terminated infestation, before the Illuminate turned it into a wormhole. So honestly, we've got a couple of cool things going on in Helldivers in the very near future, and I'm excited to see more Illuminate enemy types, but also, well, you know, their new outposts and what they will do to defend it, and how we will get new objectives to deal with that. The level cap increase. We did get the new weapon customization, which was absolutely phenomenal, but alongside that, in the data mine files right around that time, Iron Sights found a level cap increase, so let's talk about it. We have been waiting for some new stuff to do in the game if you've been capped out at, you know, your resources for a while, or your level at 150, and thanks to Iron Sights, we have a pretty good look at, well, a new level cap increase coming. He let us know that the levels in the API now go up to 200 rather than 150, and well, this is pretty interesting, but the question is, are we going to get more stuff alongside, well, just a number going up? And the answer seems to be yes. Since the game has been out for a year now, a lot of people have reached max level, their samples are all maxed out, or they get maxed out after very short times. Super credits you can actually get pretty easily in game, which I think is actually a great feature, and everyone's got all their modules unlocked on the ship. That also, one really big question that's been going on, other than just level cap and new progression systems, is what's going to be the big event centered around Calamity? Last time, like I said, it was the Illuminate with Super Earth. Well, Iron Sights did find something very, very interesting in the game files. He let us know about a special event that will be on Klen Dath 2. There is some sort of event tied to this planet that will result in a biome change. During this event, a large blue ring planet appears, illuminating the surface of the planet. The event is set up similarly to how the Meridia black hole was. So that should be just around the horizon, event horizon. Haha, had to sneak that one in. But he did also go ahead and just show us some of the images. Right here, you can actually see the giant blue planet with the rings. It's very Saturn-esque that will be appearing. Along with that, there is also some UI assets he showed us as well, such as the planet biome change in the map filter and how it will look when we actually can go to the planet. In fact, he was able to put us in orbit around it. The planet itself looks pretty substandard, maybe a Sahara desert themed idea, but the blue planet, I guess, is going to change the biome completely. We don't know too much other than that. There was something that was actually posted on that Twitter post where someone said, I have a theory, it will be an Illuminate planet and they will use the teleportation technology to teleport the planet and launch an invasion from there using it as a forward base. And Iron Sights actually commented that might be what the Stargate Nexus is for. We haven't actually heard any leaks or rumors about the Stargate Nexus. We do know that the Illuminates do use warp gate technology. Let me know down below, what are you guys' thoughts on all the stuff going on with the leaks right now and why Arrowhead now is cracking down as opposed to in the past. Also, don't forget to check my outdoor channel in the top right corner where I go ahead and cover outdoor news. And until next time, everyone, thanks for stopping by. Keep spreading managed democracy.